let's get started. So we have talked about buyers, sellers, our CRMs, and all these things. But every time, one of the biggest things for keeping those clients to becoming your advocate is our customer service. So let's first of all let's just define customer service. And so customer service is basically the support you offer your customers, for the sale, during the transaction, and after the transaction. So our customer service should be starting before we ever even get a deal done. Our customer service should be starting with our database, with people that have not raised their hands yet. So that's the support and that help you give them before. And then during, obviously, that's pretty self-explanatory. We should be taking care of them. And then even after that customer service, after the sale, is what gets us those referrals and those advocates for our business so that we can grow. So if you think about what we're doing with a database, what we're doing with the clients, doesn't matter where they are in our journey, we are building trust. So for you, those of you who took Buffini before, if you think about it, what Brian Buffini described building that trust is it's the character of the building that trust. Character is 40% of it, and that is done by the personal touches. Okay, the personal content we put out. So and that character stays in every phase of that journey, whether it's before, during, or even after that sale. We're putting out personal content that shows who we are. Okay. And then 60% is the confidence. That's the professional content we're putting out. And that again is before, during, and after that sale. And that is all the time we're putting that professional stuff out. That's the market updates. That's talking, hey, this is what came from the feds this week. Hey, just those professional things that have to do with real estate, and that builds 60% of the trust that our clients are going to give to us. So we're doing that before in our database, through our database. Maybe those people aren't picking up the phone, but we're serving them and we're giving them customer service before because we're giving them things they want and that they need. They may not have raised their hand to say they need them yet, but they're there the whole time. They've got in the back of their mind, you've rented space in their mind that they're evaluating you as an agent. Second, during that transaction, our character better be, spot on while we're dealing with a transaction, their biggest purchase. And so that content's more phone calls, that content's text, and emails, because we're in the middle of a transaction. And then of course after, is just keeping in touch with them. And we've talked about pop buys and things like that. So we've got to give great buyer service, we've got to give great seller service, and we have to do the unexpected extra. So what are some examples, of those things? So it's those professional presentations, whether it's a buyer presentation or a listing presentation. It's those presentations that we do that people are saying, okay, that's good. They did a good job with that. They showed me what I need to do. They made me understand this transaction and where it's going. Okay. They have told me and given me the expectations to expect during this transaction. Because that way, once you've done that, that helps you on down the line, because when those expectations, hey, I expect an offer to come in, but I expect it also to have closing money in there. No, it's not all of a sudden, hey, they're asking for closing, I'm not paying their closing money. No, you've already set that expectation. They know that's coming. It's those things that you are showing them, that you know what the market's doing and here's what to expect. It's that making that pleasant house hunting experience for a buyer. It's making it enjoyable, and not so stressful. And then also it's the daily updates, especially when you're in the middle of a transaction. You should be daily updating. I mean, not daily, weekly, and sometimes daily. Depending on where you're at. If you're selling a home, you should be weekly updating them on how many times people came in, how many times you showed up on a search, or how many times leads signed up to get more information on the house. So those things, and it's that communication, delivering the feedback, the sending it's not only sending with you're dealing with a buyer, it's not only sending new property alerts, it's getting on there and looking for those properties that have actually dropped in price. So you should have two alerts set up, one for new listings and one for those that where the price keeps dropping. So it's that. Then it's a well negotiated offer. So all these things are the customer service, and then finally it's the follow through with all transactional details. Okay, it's that follow through even after the sale. After the sale, we get many calls and asking, "Hey, I need a plumber to do this. I need an electrician." I mean, that customer service is those people, having those people at the ready to help your clients with that, and being able to recommend people. And I'm gonna do a shout out to CJ here. He had a client the other day, and they had an air conditioner problem, and unbeknownst to the client, CJ went above, and this is that unexpected extra. Took the HVAC guy out there to get it fixed, save them all kinds of money. But those people did not. It's that agent. Most agents, this is how they'll do it. They'll say, "Well, you'll need to call an HVAC tech and get them out there to fix this before we put it on the market." No, he did that little bit of extra and actually contacted him and met the HVAC guy out there, and went above and beyond. Those are those unexpected extras. He just created an advocate and a client for life by doing that. So always be looking for those things to do and make sure you follow through. Um, so and also with the sale, it's that marketing plan. We've given you those marketing plans. You know, I guess it's been a couple of months ago, and it's in the portal in the hub. You can get them. It's following through with everything on that marketing plan that you said you were going to do, and then weekly checking in and letting them know how it's going. So it's just all those little unexpected. That's 60% of the building the trust. And remember, character is the other 40%, and that's the personal thing. So that let's talk about some things that we can do after the sale. I think that's one of the biggest things that agents miss. I think our agents actually do a pretty good job of it. But when I look at the whole, most agents miss that follow through at the end of the transaction and keeping up with those people. That's where Boomerang is good. That's where Bullseye has the 5 year follow up. I think it's good. But it's going that extra mile even after the sale and making those phone calls. It's continuing to send out a market report monthly. And guess what? When you send that market report, that gives you an excuse to call. Everybody says, "Well, I don't want to call. I don't want to call." That gives you an excuse. Hey, Mr. Seller, did you, past client, did you see your market report? Were you able to receive it? Okay, I just want to make sure you're getting them. And let me know if you have any questions or you want to talk. You're always trying to create communication. And then don't forget to always ask for, "Hey, by the way, just want to let you know I'm never too busy for your referrals." Be asking for those referrals. I want Angela to say something about the client parties, the client appreciation events. If you're not doing them, you should think about doing them, because I think you're going to like what Angela has to say and how many clients she's created because of those and the referrals she's created. So Angela, could you tell us a couple of your client appreciations you've done in the past?
Yes. So every year I do a pie day, and I do it a day or two before Thanksgiving, and I buy my pies at Sam's and Publix and invite people. Usually I do it at the office. This past Thanksgiving, I did it at my house because of the babies. But it's a well-attended event. And people are always so grateful, and it's a good time to catch up because it's, the hustle and bustle of the holidays. I would say one of my best events that I've had so far was I did happy hour on St. Patrick's Day at Jonathan's Grill. Didn't plan it to be that way. It just so happened that the day I planned it also happened to be St. Patrick's Day. It was well attended. Everybody had a great time. I did not do like a cutoff. Originally, I was going to do 2 drinks per person. I didn't do that. I ended up letting people order whatever, and then I ordered appetizers and kept them coming out. I think I spent $700. We were there for about I want to say it was about 2 hours, and we just did it in the bar area, and I just got there early to get tables. That was probably my most well-attended event, and that was a chance for all my clients to mingle too that came. I've done a zoo event where I paid for their admission to the zoo for their families. I've done the pumpkin patch. I've done what else? Bowling. My most recent event was bowling. Well, outside of Pi Day, was a bowling event at the Strike and Spare place in the mall. It cost me a lot of money, I'll be honest. It was the most expensive event that I've done. It was like $1,400. It was unlimited everything for everybody that came. And then I gave people coins to play games also. Had cookies made and it was like a dessert bar is what I had. And I want to say it was $1,400, and I only had like 4 or 5 families show up, maybe 5 or 6, but it was not well attended. However, at that event, one of my past clients brought her mom with her, and her mom was looking to sell later this current year, 2024. Well, her mom reached out to me in September, October. The event was in September. She reached out, I think it was in October, and they decided she wanted me to come talk to her. I went out and decided it was best if they went ahead and sold now and moved out of state. And so I actually listed and sold their house we closed in November, I believe it was. Listed and sold it in November, and they're back in Arizona now where they need to be at for medical reasons.
So your money's been well spent. I heard you say 1,400, 700, but you've had a positive ROI, return on your investment.
Yeah, and a majority of the people that I help now are returning clients. They're repeat clients, or they're referrals from repeat clients. So I've got clients that have bought and sold. I'm on like the 4th or 5th deal with, I've done 4 or 5 deals with them.
So remember what you're doing here. You may not get a deal like she did at the event where this client's mother came, and then she got a transaction out of it. But you're building that community, and that's your community, your ecosystem of people. Because one thing you don't want is deals that you worked hard on to get, and one transaction, and then forget them and let them jump off into the leads pool again, or the leads lake, where everybody else is going to be fishing for them. You've already caught them, keep them, and these client events are a good way. If you take them Buffini, you talked about pop buys, and I think there's a couple of methods of pop buys. I do think you can drop by and hand something to somebody. I also think you can email a gift card. I think you can, mail something in the mail, a little gift. But all those things, those pop buys, again, that gives you a reason to follow up with a phone call. So there's many ways to stay in touch after and keep those people advocates. That's going to be your best spent money on lead generation. And that lead generation is going to bring you the warmest and best leads that are almost guaranteed to do business with you once you're referred. So I think it's like an 80% chance that a referral is going to do business with you, whereas a cold lead is like 1 or 2%. So definitely be following up and everything. Yes, Angela.
I just actually seen on Facebook a few minutes ago that another realtor did a vision board. Like, she'd invited people, it looked like it might have been at her office, but and they created vision boards. So she pretty much got collected and had people bring like old magazines. And I mean, something like that would be very low cost. And if you didn't want to spend a lot of money, you could do something like that. It's the beginning of the year. You could do like a vision board and provide, cookies and bottled water. If you do at the office, I mean, we have coffee and water, but just something that's low cost to you if you don't have a lot, if you're just starting out. That would be something good that you could do. I seen she had a pretty good turnout. It looked like there was at least 8 people there.
Some of these things don't have to be real estate related. I mean, you don't have to, you can bring them in here and it doesn't have to be anything like we're going to talk about first time home buyers or loans or whatever. Uh, it can be these fun things like the bowling and all that. So, but there are cost saving ones. This office is yours. You all are, it's available to you if you would like to. We've had agents have pictures with Santa here before, and then the pie days and things like that. So, it's available for your use, and you're welcome to use it to have your clients come. But anyway, and also make these things personal. Make your communication, especially in the beginning of the transaction, make it personal. Uh, the other day I logged into I can't remember if it was a bank account or whatever, but it said, "Hello, Richard." Well, the only person who calls me Richard sometimes is my mother and my kids playing around. But they didn't ask me what I go by, Rick. So in those initial meetings, find out what those people like to be called, make it personal, make your presentation personal to them, and just always be looking for ways to connect and go that extra mile. And same thing. So the last 5 or 10 minutes that we got, I would love to hear. I know we don't do this all the time. I want to hear some of y'all's wins. Um, I know there's some wins in this group that we have here that's got contracts. I just need y'all to come off mute and tell us about them, and uh, let us celebrate what you got going on. So, in my opinion, a win is a lead reaching out, a contract, obviously, showing houses, a new listing. So, love to hear some wins. Anybody? Nobody? CJ, I know you got a good February, man.
All right. Uh, well, one that was unexpected, and it just kind of goes to show you that I don't know, sometimes you got to just keep the faith. The market is what it is, but it doesn't matter. Everyone's always buying houses no matter what. Everybody's situation's different. We're under contract on a house that's literally been on and off for 2 years, due to everything from health issues with my client, personal issues with their children and custody, to they just couldn't get stuff right with them, jobs, the whole 9 yards. It's just been, you obviously have seen it, Rick. It's been interesting. It definitely gives you an education in your beliefs in everything from real estate to the personal relationship that you have with these people, which is key. At one point recently, we even got into words, me and the client, the husband, because he was questioning my capabilities and whatnot. All that being said, through the relationship and the power of just the character that you build and the relationship you build with these people and them getting to know you as much as you know them, we lost the contract that we went under due to a low appraisal. We had accepted a backup offer, which they took my trust and my recommendations to accept that. Now we're back under contract, not even a day later, with a stronger offer. It's actually a higher offer than when the market was crazy. And now they're looking at houses in Alabama again. So that was definitely a win to not just get the house under contract, because that is what it is. Houses come and go. Obviously, we all know that. But to really build on that relationship and not just prove to myself that I was capable of getting this house back under contract while maintaining a good stance with them in my relationship, but to, kind of become that market leader. During that period, I actually had two agents over there in that same area that listed houses and called me before they listed them to get my take on the market as well as where I would list the house for. I don't consider myself an expert by any means, never will. But that was very humbling, and both those houses sold, and it actually ended up helping me with the valuation on mine. So it was a win, definitely not just for myself and my clients, but actually realtors in a whole because of the light that sometimes we are in. So I like to
And
see, them
was able to
succeed
get
in the market.
the referral in Alabama.
Actually, yeah, I did. Two actually. Both agents. I just called up because my clients had looked at a house down there, contacted an agent. So I contacted the agent, said, "Hey, these are my clients. I understand you might be trying to work with them. I want them taken care of. What's your referral fee?" They both told me 25%. I said, "That sounds great."
So
So, and I've been in contact with them. And then this weekend, had an open house, or not an open house, excuse me, new listing. Um, have the people under contract already with the house they're buying. They let me come in. This is the people with the HVAC. We had put it on the market Saturday. Between Saturday and Sunday, if you don't believe, if you believe that all the rates are too high and all that, that's BS. We had so many showings. It was back to back. The snow didn't stop them and the rain didn't stop them. These people were in and out of this house. I probably had, between just Saturday alone, over 10 confirmed appointments go in and out of this house. And with that being said, we had two offers, investor offers. They were not that exciting. However, we had one confirmed offer come over last night, which is $3,000 above asking and not asking for anything, no concessions, nothing. Strong offer, conventional. We have another one coming over that the agent reached out to me, basically said that on her way to the Bahamas during her layover, she'll get her contract over. And then we've got one more showing this evening or this afternoon that was super excited about it. So that's very exciting to see that market kind of come back. Granted, my marketing director, Amanda, she did a phenomenal job putting that out on social media. It was all over the place, so I got to give props to her. But it was again a win because that relationship, it was built in a very short amount of time. And I think if I say anything ever, I've said it before, Rick, I know you hear me say it. We are asking so much of these people in such a short amount of time. I'm not willing to give my trust just to anyone. It takes a good amount of time for me to trust people. And we're asking these people to do it in a matter of days, if not hours. So we have to be mindful of that because that is really where the relationship starts. And depending on how you treat just that little bit of knowledge that you have there about the trust will really determine what kind of client you have for life
but that trust,
and friend.
that and a lot of what you do is referral, which that's what we're excited about, and that's why we harp on it so much. But that trust is built from a previous client. You've had that time to build that trust, and that trust from them was probably built from a previous client. So that trust that is built here, and it's a faster road to trust with that once a referral than it is with anybody else. They go into it trusting you, and they're trusting their person they referred you. At least part of from your character and your professionalism with them, they've got you on a good path already, and with those people. So awesome. Anybody else? Marla, don't you have a listing? I thought you had a listing come up. Christiana,
I have three,
there you go.
and
That's
they're
a win.
all sitting.
That's all right. They're, they
So
will
I'm
they will
I'm watching them.
they will gain activity.
I
They'll
had
they'll
an
pop.
open house yesterday, and it was disappointing. And there was a listing 8 houses down that is underselling. So that is disappointing, but it's okay. It's okay.
Keep using those listings to promote yourself though. So all right, anybody else? All righty. Well, listen, I want you guys to really, really look at your client list. And if you are not following up with people, it's kind of the play of the week. Have it. If you are not, don't have post-market follow-up set up with any of your clients that you've done deals with, or you haven't reached out to them, do that this week and get them on a regular connectivity with them, because those are the people who are going to refer you. Those are the people going to grow your business. So look through your database, look through your past clients, and get them. Check out Boomerang. Check out the 5-year follow-up plan uh, through Bullseye, through United. Uh, and now Bullseye, I guess it's happened since convention, but they got one for those people that, if you haven't started one, they've actually got a 5-year plan now that kind of just picks up where you didn't start something. So it's not congratulations on your sale. It starts up just with following up. But get those people on those plans, be following up with them, be calling them, and be working in your database. It was great talking to you. I hope you all have a good week. At least there's no snow out there that I see, even though Angela said there was snow. Um, I didn't see it coming in this morning. Have a good week. If you need anything, give me a call or let Corinne know, and we will see you soon.
Thank you.